get things moving. You said you said there were one short of a quorum.
Yeah, we would ideally like to have 4 line offices, I believe.
Right.
Actually, let me check real quick. I could be wrong about that. Maybe
Okay.
3. Let me check just to satisfy our curiosity. All right, so if we go to there.
One short of a quorum sounds almost like a bad joke, the start of a bad joke.
Yeah, actually, no, we only need 3. So yes, we're good to go. So we do have a quorum.
All right. I don't know what a quorum of VIT members is called, but anyway, I guess we should get started. All right. First up, I see David from Marquette has joined us. Welcome, welcome, David.
Thank you.
Hope the weather is nice up there in Marquette. Nasty little MCS moving across the Ohio Valley, so. Let's see. With John is taking roll call. Let's get us an update on all the VLab support team tickets there, John.
Alrighty. Well, normally this would be a duty for Ken Sparrow to take care of. So I'm
That's right.
do my best to fill in for him since he's out enjoying himself on a little leave. So this is, for those who may not have ever seen this is our roadmap, and it basically brings together tickets that the VLST is working on and groups them into releases. So the next release scheduled for Ken to kind of roll things out with is this first one here. A number of items in there of interest to the VIT. The first one is this data list sorting. So I know some good work has been done on this, and the idea here is that if you are familiar with the what we call DDLs, dynamic data lists, basically it kind of looks like a spreadsheet, but it doesn't have the ability to sort. So, you know, you got the columns and the rows, and a lot of sorting can be done on the columns, and they don't currently have that functionality. So this is being worked on by members of the the VLST, and should be ready to go roll out here in probably when Ken gets back, so that would be about mid to late July. We also have our theme, and let me just go ahead and show you. I don't know how many of you have taken a look at, have taken a look at the latest theme, but this is an example. We've gone ahead and embraced the new theme on production in our VIT community, and you can see that it has this nice sort of, I think, very pleasing color scheme with the sort of navigation bar nicely formatted, and it's even got a little animation going on there using CSS, so kind of enhances the overall look and feel. And then you can see that the text is a lot bigger than it was in the old theme, and there's a little bit of formatting going on that sort of kind of makes it prettier and easier to read, for that matter. So that will be going out, or actually is available in the production system, and it's currently being supposedly looked at by various community owners who might want to use it. But in mid-July, Ken's going to roll it out and make it the default. So people will begin seeing that popping up in their communities as the default. Alrighty, there's also the Garrett upgrade is ongoing, and our interest in that is that it'll allow single sign-on for Garrett to be used. So that will bring us essentially full circle in our efforts to bring single sign-on capabilities to the VLab. This is sort of the last one that folks use on a regular basis, and with that upgrade we'll be able to do the single sign-on. The single sign-on part has already been accomplished and is sort of waiting to go based on the Garrett upgrade. Let's see what else we had. Okay, so that's all for the VIT in that one, and then we quickly just take a look at the next release, which will probably be coming out in late July. And another, let's see, so yeah, the personal pages one, Ken's working on that, And the idea here is that we had asked to make these more available to people. And so right now Ken's developing his what we'll call the look and feel of that page, so that once we roll them out, people will have a preset list of portlets that are displayed there. And what this does is it sort of gives the individual a sense of what they're involved in one location, so they can see what communities they're involved in, what forum posts they've made, and that sort of thing. Sort of help people get a collective look at what they're doing, because as you know, you can be members of multiple communities, and most people are members of multiple communities. And so the challenge then becomes, how do you go about seeing what you're doing in all those communities? And the personal pages is the answer to that quandary. And then finally, I wanted to mention that Ken is also working along with Mike Giebler on this one issue dealing with the Ideas Marketplace, and I know that will be rolling out then in probably late July. Are there any questions concerning what the VLST is working on for the VIT? Okay, great. That brings us down to the next agenda item, which I think, Doug, I'll pass it off to you.
Well, I wish I could say more. Yeah, I guess we have the email kind of ready to go. I actually have time. If you want to bring up this, yeah.
Do you want to see this, or do you want to see the email text?
The email text.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me.
I'm actually staring at it right now through a delightful atrocity of rotating shift work and pinch hitting and travel and everything else. I'm actually going to have something to you and Brian here within, I guess, about 30 minutes of the end of this call. So basically the idea for we want to have some sort of eye kind of always looking forward. Just for background info here, we're tasked with several strategic sort of across the board changes for the VLab, and we kind of always want to have one eye looking forward and seeing where do we need to go, and that's the function of the strategic planning sort of team or sub-team, if you want to call it as much. And so the idea is for the weather service folk, when at least the weather, I'm speaking from a weather service perspective because that's the main one that I know. The idea is that we can take this as the VLab, the VIT team, the VIT representatives, and send it out to our respective regions in order to solicit some folk that would like to participate on this on the strategic planning team. And this is the draft of the email. I'm kind of looking at making a tweak here or there. Like I said, I should have that pretty much done here within a half hour of the end of this call. So the idea would be to send it out to our respective regions and see if we could solicit some some help for this team. Obviously, we have missed the July 10th, 2017 deadline. Apologies for that one. But hopefully we can get that out and start moving forward with this strategic planning team. Any questions so far? All right. I guess Brian, it looks like you're up next on the agenda here for the ideas for enhancing the ideas marketplace.
Hey, before we move on to that next agenda item, I'd like to put in a plug for the goals. We had come up with sort of a draft set of goals for the strategic planning team, And this would be something I think useful to reference in the email, so that you know, a prospective team lead could look at it and see where we're going with this thing. But we're still looking for input. So if anybody would like to you know, give us some feedback on what we've come up with thus far, I've sent out a couple emails on it, and you can certainly find your way to our community and go ahead and edit the document if you think you can make it better, and that'd be great. Okay.
And I missed Doug. When are we going to send out the email?
Yesterday. And it's my bad. I would like to send it out, you know, sometime by next week, if possible. I think we're close. But yeah.
Okay. Who do we want to send it to? We talked about, I think, in the weather service, we knew, you know, pseudo lists and stuff like that. But do the other line offices have ideas of who they would send this to?
I have no idea about the other line offices.
We could do a quick poll. Let's see, I've got Tammy. Does OAR have a good idea of who they would want to send this email to?
We have a tasker email list, so I'm imagining it would go out to our directors and deputy directors.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
How about Todd? Do you have any thoughts on where you would send it to within NOS?
Yeah, we have an email group that's represents our 9 or 10 program offices. So you got like kind of the IT lead of each, plus usually the lead operational person and lead developer. So it would hit probably 30 to 40 of the, you know, NOS IT management delegated across the org.
Okay, cool. And let's see, yep. So I think that's all the, other than within the National Weather Service. So we've got other line office inputs, so that's good.
Yeah, I just had trouble. I mean, you were kind of muffled there, Brian, so I apologize for not fully understanding your question.
No worries. Yeah, so if we finalize it and then send it out soon, that would be good.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the action will be by the next meeting. We'll get that done.
Yes. Let's make that an action by the next meeting.
Okay, duly noted. Okay. So Brian, I guess Doug had begun to transition to you to the agenda item involving working on ideas for the ideas marketplace, enhancement ideas. Did you want to say anything about that? I will bring up the current list.
Yeah, and I can't see it, but I did look at it beforehand, and some of those ideas are things that I would put in. Again, I think what we're hoping for from the group is some input on some thoughts to do that. Doug, especially yourself, I know you had some feedback from Southern Region on that, but I think the action is by the next meeting that we get some additional feedback if there is any.
I mean, I could certainly say tomorrow's the 12th. I can certainly bring some of this up tomorrow. I'll give JJ a heads up and bring it up during the pseudo call that we'll have tomorrow.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, I have some ideas, pun intended, to put in there, things I'd like to see, but I don't want this to just be me or John driving it. So.
Right.
So I just encourage feedback from everybody else, or if anybody has any right now, we can put it in.
Anyone have anything to add right now? All right, I'm not hearing anything. Looks like I get to pass it back to you, John.
Okay, so this was the time in the meeting we normally go over, take a look at open action items. And of course the idea here is that if they need to be updated, we shall do so. Otherwise, we'll perhaps get a status update on efforts to resolve them. So we'll bring up the action items from the meeting. Let's see, I think I have it down here actually. Yeah, here it is. Boom. Okay, so we'll go down here, and the last time I highlighted them in green, so it should be easy to find the few remaining open ones. Or, wait a minute, hold on a second, June 27th. They should be. That's interesting. Doesn't seem like, unless I missed them. They're not. Okay, we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way then, and that is to look for ones that are open. So let's see, there's closed, closed, closed. We have an ongoing. Let's just quickly check and see what that is. VIT members review their list of tickets. Okay, so and any that are in the state of new, they should attempt to review them, see if they're relevant, and move them along the process. Make sure they have enough information to recommend them to the team for review. Let's see. Teams find more information about VIT process. Okay, yes, we have some information on how to actually process them. We also have an open item where users team members had asked for a list of users from their respective organizations, and Ken is working on that. I don't believe there's been any change, so that one remains open. And let's see, so we go down here, There's an ongoing, VIT members will review the list of features within, these are feature tickets within the VLST as prospective candidates for, VIT recommendation or endorsement. So that opportunity still presents itself, and you're encouraged to do so. And if you look at our minutes, you'll find that there's a link that'll take you to all those nice tickets filtered by feature. Let's see, we also have, I think down in here somewhere, a couple open ones. All right, so the first one deals with our efforts to stand up our strategic planning team. And one of the things they will do, probably in short order, is to draft the charter, which will sort of capture what they want to do. And I'm sure they can draw heavily upon the goals that have been laid out thus far. But the charter will be, a document that we can all review and come to sync on. There was also a request that Tammy meet with or talk to Eric Rasmussen about some ideas that he had for improving the VIT, the VLST. I'm sorry, improving the VLab. And she was going to review his ideas and see if any of those merited consideration by the VIT. Tammy, any update there?
Yeah, I did actually get a chance to go back and look at the slides. Took me a while to find them. And it looks like some of them are things that we would, at least move forward to this group to look at. But I haven't set up a meeting with Eric because I'm not sure which ones would need more detail than putting them forward and then having the program people or whatever happens next go, we don't know quite what you mean by this. Does that make sense?
Sure. All right. So once you've basically done the first step, and that is you've looked at his ideas and perhaps you've come with an informal list of the ones that you think you would, as the champion for your organization, recommend to the VIT for endorsement. So the thing would be to go in, and we have a form. I can quickly bring it up. Are you familiar with our form?
I've seen it once or twice before. I'm never sure how to get to it the most direct route.
Right. The most direct way is just to go to the VIT itself, and I like to go to the public. So that's the first one in the list. It has the I that doesn't have a slash through it, so it means it's open to people to look at. And if you go to that page, then you can find our suggestion form. And I think that's just the easiest way. So you would take those, let's say there were 2 items that you had found particularly promising that had been recommended. You could just enter them one after another into this form, submit it, and then it would create a ticket within our project, and it would be at new. And then you could go in, make sure it's got in. If you need to add additional details to it, you can do so. And then you could action it to its next state, which would be, not feedback, but recommended. I think it's called recommended. We can look real quick. What is it? It's called candidate. Yes. So you would change it to a candidate issue, and that would then show up on our agenda for consideration by the team. So that's basically the process in a nutshell, and you can always go, if you go to our private community and go to the process, it gives you some more details on how to do it, and of course the most important one, I guess, is reviewing and approving improvement ideas, which if you click on the link here, it'll give you the nitty-gritty nuts and bolts of how to do it. So sounds like you've made some good progress, and that's great news.
It only took a year.
Well, better late than never. Okay, so that was Tammy's action item. I know there's another one in here that deals with our strategic planning team. Let's see, it's down here. Or no, I missed it. But basically, I know it's still open, and it asks us to consider the policy side of the VLab and how the strategic planning team might make recommendations there. All right, and then that basically is it. Are there any questions on open action items? All right, cool. Then I'll turn it back over to Doug, and he can take us through the open forum.
All right, looks like we got open forum time to any questions that you guys might have. I'll start off. Ask what's the status of the headquarters rep? Do we know anything about that?
I will mention this. The individual who we've been working with on this, his name is Tim McClung, and
right.
He has put out. So they put out a request for people to pony up and say that they're going to help with the implementation of a VLab community for their organization, and this is all within the headquarters. So those individuals have been identified. This past week, we created, we'll call it the shell or the foundation of their community for them, and they've been made owners of that. So now the step where they get in there, roll up their sleeves, and begin tailoring this community to their organizational needs has begun, and it's that step that we are most eager to see play out, because after they become experienced with using the VLab and see how dramatically it has improved their ability to communicate across their organization, they will then be extremely eager to help us as a member of the VIT improve that tool. So the next several probably months will go by without much activity on the news front, but we'll be letting that time foment these people into potential VIT members. And then after they become experienced, we'll actually approach them. And I sort of drew a line in the sand 1 October to sort of raise this issue again with Tim and company, and see if maybe now that would be the time to maybe put the word out that we're looking for motivated volunteers. So October 1st would probably be the next report you would expect anything meaningful.
Okay, thanks. Any other potentially open items that open forum time? Anything you guys want to bring up? I'm hearing a whole lot of nothing there, John.
All right.
So what new action items do we have? Let's go around.
Okay. So I've got two, I believe. The first one is to, let's see, send out, well, let's see. So I guess it would be to you. You would be the POC on this. And
Okay.
you will be finalizing the email that we're going to use to recruit a strategic planning team lead with. You'll be sending that out before the next meeting. And then folks will respond, both other regions and other line offices will respond by sending that out to their respective email lists. So
All right.
that's one. The second item is that we will continue to solicit feedback on the suggestions for improving the what is it? Don't tell me. I'll remember in a second. The oh, I can't think of it now. The Ideas Marketplace. That's it. There you go. Thanks. The Ideas Marketplace, and then at the next meeting, we will probably close that input, perhaps with a bit of a review of what we've gotten by way of feedback. And Doug was going to be one of the folks this particular action item would expect to hear some results from, because he's going to supposedly talk with folks at the next meeting. Next meeting, I guess it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So those are the two action items.
But it's for everybody.
Right.
For everybody to.
Yes. Yeah. Certainly. Yeah. Right. All team members. Did I miss any items that we wanted to document?
I can't think of anything.
Okay, then we'll get those two in there and start marching on them.
All right, Ben. Any last minute things from any of the team members? All right, hearing none, we'll meet back again in about 2 weeks at same bat time, same bat channel. July 25th, 1 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.